I'm not super in the extraterrestrial, but we take this picture. I'm taking a picture of my mom and dad, and my dad is looking through the pictures, and he sees these two objects, which when we slowed the video down, I think that we might have caught a UFO, and I was debating on showing the video here because I don't want, like, if the aliens trusted me to be there at that moment, I don't want them to think I'm exploiting them right now.
Attention.
Guys, it's crazy.
What is that?
There's two. That does not look like a bird. It's not a phone thing because, guys, I think that the aliens trusted me to capture a UFO moment.
So,
hey, maybe they trusted me because they're kind of like, she's kind of hard to get because I'm not one of those people that was super looking for it.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
They wanted to convince you.
Yeah, maybe they're like, she's safe. And now I'm talking about it on Jimmy Fallon.
That are basically impersonating people. And one by one, the people die off and the aliens take over by impersonating them. But, you know, like in the movies, it's usually they're taking over the body, or they create a new body, you know, out of a pod or something like that. But here in the Bible, it's saying that it's a light technology that they use. That they're not actually taking over the actual bodies of the dead. They're using light, a light impersonation technology to impersonate the dead. I mean, that's what it seems to be saying. So they're deceiving with the image technology to, on the one hand, make themselves more beautiful so they can infect the seed of humanity by mating with humanity. And then sometimes to even impersonate someone who's dead. So I'm sure there's more to this throughout the Bible. And in fact, the word revelation itself means to lay bare or to make naked, a disclosure of truth. And it says, states or persons hitherto withdrawn from view are made visible to all. They're revealed. So, like in Genesis 2, it says originally the humans and the Isha were both bare. They were naked. They were basically without this cloaking technology, and they were not confused. But then later, the Isha and the humans started using this technology, and things became confused because they were changing their appearance. The technology is like a clothing. And but then it tells us in Revelation that the apocalypse is coming, the return of being bare, of being true, the revealing of the deception, the disclosure of the truth that's coming. So the way it looks now is it appears that there are some people that are really looking forward to this revealing, and there are other people that are deathly afraid of it for the reasons that we just discussed. So it does appear that this deception is happening now. And you know, it's bizarre because it's all over in the movies and television. I mean, just everywhere. It's not just this movie right here. It's just, this concept is everywhere, and it's been in the Bible this whole time for thousands of years, but nobody realized it. So the Bible is saying that these events, this deception with the technology and the mingling with the seed of humans, it's saying it will happen when humans begin to multiply on the earth, and that's happening right now. It says it's going to be happening at the end of 6,000 years. That's right now. And it says it's going to be happening at the end of the Fourth Empire, which is right now. And it also says that a stone will destroy that image, that which we now know is a technology. And that's the technology they're using to deceive humans. It says the asteroid is going to destroy that. And that's the wrath. And there are 4 groups of human survivors who will be rescued from
Bad girl.
will be rescued and protected while this event plays out, this asteroid impact.
The Bible predicts that there's coming a world peace. It will come. But listen, it will be a deceptive peace. It will be the most subtle and the most deceptive trap that's ever been set, because it'll catch the world in it, and they'll be caught and they'll be destroyed.
Confirmation again that the putting on of the apron armor is actually the putting on of the image, the cloak of light, the attire of the breathing substance of human bodies, the serpent charming enchantment, the changeable suits of apparel, the covering membrane, the coat of many colors, or the cloak. So we know the texts tell us the image technology is made of light, and light is electromagnetic radiation within a certain portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. Specifically, visible light is the portion of the electromagnetic spectrum that human eyes detect. So the Bible tells us the cloak is made of light. Light is electromagnetic radiation, and an electromagnetic field looks similar to a ring. Even the magnetic field around the earth is shaped like a ring. So the appearance ring in Isaiah 3 may refer to an electromagnetic field. The human body also produces magnetic fields. The first valid measurement of a magnetic field produced by a human body was done in 1963. But the book of Revelation says, starting in number 6 here, it says, the image deceives by the means of the mark. So it says, the Lamb who speaks like a dragon was given the mark to make the outward appearance of the beast. And that mark, it says in number 11 here, is also put on the right hand or the forehead, and they buy or sell with it. So we know they're already doing that with the RFID chip, and we know they also have microchip tattoos that they're doing the same thing with. So at this point, it does look like the microchip itself is the mark. So that means, because it says here that the mark is how they are able to create the outward appearance. That means that the cloak of light, the outward appearance, is made with the help of microchips. In other words, it's microtechnology. And this is a concept that can be conceived of in modern times. It's depicted in modern television and movies regularly. It's sometimes called shape-shifting. And it has been in the Bible for thousands of years, only it was covered up until now. So finally, the reference to the fig tree in Genesis 3:7 is possibly the most important point. It's another code about the timing of this event. So Jesus said in Matthew 24:32, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and puts forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. So he was telling us that the fig tree is a parable or riddle. In other words, it's code. In Hosea 9, we're told the first ripe in the fig tree are the fathers of Israel. And Israel became a recognized world nation in 1947. That's common knowledge. Many have recognized that the emergence of Israel may be what Jesus referred to when he mentioned the branch of the fig tree putting forth leaves. If that's true, and Jesus was referring to 1947 when he said the branch of the fig tree will put forth leaves at that time, then the sewing together of the fig tree branch in Genesis 3 may also refer to 1947. Genesis 3 tells us the fig tree branch was sewn together by the Ishah, the hybrids, and the humans with them, and that occurred in Eden, which we know is near Mesopotamia and modern-day Iraq. Also notice Lamentations 2 mentions the footstool in verse 1. It says, Adonai covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud and cast down the beauty and remembered not the footstool in the day of his anger. So we'll add that here. It says the footstool is the beauty. The rattling of the feet is the decline into the grave by seductive appearance, and the bones of the feet represent the marriage between the humans and the Isha. So we have multiple scriptural confirmations that the deception by the cloak of light disguise and the marrying between humans and hybrids is happening in modern times. So verse 15 can also say, it will put hostility between the Isha and their offspring will bruise the head and bruise the heel of the foot. This ties into Isaiah 1, which also talks about the daughter of Zion. It says in excerpts of verses 6 through 8, from the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence. It is desolate, as overthrown by strangers, and the daughter of Zion is left as a besieged city. It's talking about the offspring of the Isha. From the sole of the foot to the head there are bruises. It's a reference to Genesis 3:15, which we're told refers to the offspring of the hybrids and describes the ramifications of using the shaft of harmful prosperity, the image. This also ties into the book of Daniel. Daniel 2 tells us the head of the image represents Babylon, and the feet of the image represents the final world government that will be destroyed by a giant meteorite. In our close examination of that, we discovered that it appears we are in Daniel's feet phase right now, which Daniel specifically said will be the time when they mingle with the seed of men. So we'll add that to the timing references. The offspring of the hybrids will bruise the head and the feet. That is the fourth reference to the feet that we found. And because of Daniel, number 6 here, we were given an exact time period in which the feet occur during the Fourth Empire at the rise of the little horn. And Daniel confirmed they will mingle with the seed of humans during the feet. So that's 5 references to the time period of the feet so far. Number 5, the marriage between the humans and the Isha is the bones of the feet. Number 6, the feet occur at the end when the little horn rises. Number 12 here, the daughter of Zion leads the decline into the grave with seductive appearance at the rattling of the feet. That's Isaiah 3, which gives us more phrases for the image technology than any other chapter so far. Number 13, the offspring of the hybrids will bruise the head and the feet. And that tells us who Daniel referred to in number 14 when he said they will mingle with the seed of humans. So we'll add that here as well. The hybrid offspring bruise the head, Babylon, and the feet, which is the time period we're in now. So verse 16 can also say, Yahweh wear a clothing of light. That's number 7 here. And that clothing of light is the image. It was made for the Yahweh by the Yahweh. Then the Isha hybrids and the humans with them got a hold of it. Its use was forbidden by the creators because it interferes with the human lineage. If the cloak is worn all the days of their lives, they will become infertile eventually, probably because there are non-human hybrids mixing their genetics into the line, and no one is aware of it because they can't see them for what they are because they're wearing the cloak of light disguise. The cloak of beauty. And all of this is apparently happening right now during our time.